Welcome to The Dive, your daily deep dive into the transformative ideas shaping today's world. Join your hosts, Tim and Kim, as they distill key lessons from best-selling books authored by the world's leading thought leaders. Each episode offers insightful discussions designed to inspire personal growth and spark meaningful change. Tune in every day to embark on a journey of discovery and enlightenment with The Dive.
All right, everyone, welcome back to the Deep Dive.
Uh,
Today we're going deep on something I think a lot of us think about.
okay.
Leadership legacy.
Mm.
We're looking at John C. Maxwell's law of legacy.
Mm.
It's kind of challenging how we think about success as leaders, right?
It really is, yeah.
It pushes us to think beyond just the stuff we get done right now, day to day, and more about what we leave behind,
Exactly.
the long-term impact.
The lasting impact. Yeah, that's really what he's getting at.
So Maxwell, he uses a bunch of examples, but he actually starts by taking us all the way back to the Bible.
He does, yeah.
He talks about Moses and King Saul as these contrasting examples of what it means to build a legacy and what happens if you don't.
Right.
So Moses,
Yeah. Most,
he didn't just, lead the Israelites out of Egypt,
Right.
but he actually thought ahead.
He did.
And he spent time preparing Joshua to take over,
Absolutely.
to make sure that things would continue to go well.
Yeah, to ensure that success would continue.
That's strategic thinking, right?
That's incredible foresight.
I mean, how realistic is it for all of us to be thinking that far ahead?
Well,
Most of us are just trying to get through the day,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But it's really interesting that he starts there,
It is interesting.
because it really highlights that even small deliberate actions can have, a ripple effect.
Absolutely.
I think that's a good takeaway from that.
It is a good takeaway.
That you don't have to be thinking, decades ahead.
Right.
If you just do some little things each day,
Exactly.
that it can have an impact.
I think that's a great point.
So Moses is like the poster child for good legacy building.
Right.
What happened with Saul?
So Saul had all this initial success. He was doing really well.
Okay.
But he just completely dropped the ball on succession planning.
At
He didn't prepare anyone to take over.
all.
And the result of that was just chaos,
Wow.
instability, and it really just highlights how bad things can go if you ignore that crucial element of leadership.
So that kind of brings up the question of, how do we bridge the gap between this ancient wisdom and the realities of leading today?
Right.
Are there more modern day examples
There are.
that we can look to
Yeah, absolutely.
and see how this works?
Absolutely. So if you think about Steve Jobs and Apple, I mean, he was a visionary leader for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But he was also incredibly focused on building a team
Right.
and a culture that would continue after he was gone.
So he didn't just make these groundbreaking products.
Right.
He also built a system for continuous innovation.
Exactly.
So even when he wasn't there,
Uh-huh.
Apple could keep thriving.
You built it into the DNA of the company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the opposite of what we've seen in some organizations where after a charismatic leader leaves,
Right.
things just fall apart.
They flounder, they lose direction.
Yeah.
And that's a sign that maybe legacy wasn't really top of mind.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So Maxwell, he doesn't just leave us with these stories and these examples. He actually says,
He does, yeah.
okay, there are things that we can actually do to build a lasting legacy.
Right.
So he talks about three things: investing in people,
Yeah.
creating systems,
Uh-huh.
and focusing on impact over recognition.
Exactly.
What does investing in people actually look like?
So it's about mentoring,
Okay.
empowering,
Uh-huh.
and creating opportunities for people to grow into leadership roles themselves.
So you're kind of like planting seeds.
Exactly. You're planting those seeds for future leaders to grow.
So rather than holding on to your knowledge and power,
Right?
you share it and you try to multiply your impact through others.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
What about creating systems?
So when we talk about creating systems, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to become, a super organizational guru.
Right.
It's more about establishing structures and processes that can work even when you're not there.
Okay.
So think about documenting those processes, delegating tasks effectively, and building a framework that allows for both efficiency and scalability.
So you're making sure that things run smoothly even if you're not there to micromanage.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
What about focusing on impact over recognition?
So that can be tough,
Yeah.
but it's really about changing your mindset
Okay.
from personal gain to making a real difference.
So this is not about getting your name on a building.
Right. It's about making a positive change in the world.
Yeah,
It's about contributing something meaningful.
even if it's small.
Exactly, even in small
So it
ways.
sounds like legacy isn't about building monuments to yourself.
Yeah.
It's about contributing something to the world that's going to keep making a difference even after you're gone.
Absolutely. And it's something that everyone can strive for.
Right.
It doesn't matter what your job title is.
I like that.
Yeah.
This has been really insightful.
Uh-huh.
I think, Maxwell really pushes us to think about leadership in a different way.
He does.
And I think his questions are really good ones.
I agree.
Are we building something that's going to outlast us?
Yeah.
Who are we mentoring to take our place?
Yeah.
What can we do today to have a lasting impact?
Those are questions worth thinking about.
So as we wrap up,
Yeah.
I really want to encourage everyone listening to think about what kind of legacy you're creating.
Yeah.
It's not just about what you accomplish today.
Right.
It's about the impact that you're having that's going to continue to ripple out into the future.
That's a good point.
What's that going to be for you?
Ah.
Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of The Dive. We hope today's exploration of groundbreaking ideas has provided you with valuable insights to apply in your own life. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our daily episodes. If you enjoyed today's discussion, please give us a thumbs up and share it with your friends. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, keep diving your mind to new horizons.